do it live on TV. Waiting for the camera.
Go ahead.
It looks
Go
like
ahead.
it probably has the most hardest job. We ready?
Here we go.
All right. Greetings, everyone, and I want to thank everyone for coming out to hear what I have to say today. I'd like to introduce Ed Fry, an attorney, and he's on my legal team. My lead attorney, Jay Wiederman, is joining us from his home in Ventura via cell phone somewhere. We have Ed, my attorney's on the line.
Oh, Robert.
I'd like to state for the public record that this press conference is being held against the advice of my legal counsel. And so with that in mind, it's going to be a little structured what we're going to do today. And I'm going to read a brief statement on the record. And then I'm going to take as many questions as my time will allow this afternoon and as my attorneys will allow me.
One moment, Chris. Do you want me to contact you? Because this is free radio.
He's listening on free radio.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then we're good.
All right, my name is Christopher Doyen. And on last Thursday, September 22nd of this year, I was arrested by 4 or 5 FBI agents on a street corner in Mountain View, California. I was taken into custody based on this arrest warrant, which was issued because of a previously sealed grand jury indictment. Now, this federal indictment alleges certain facts, some of which I obviously dispute. And those we'll deal with in court. But I would like to address a couple of facts that I do not dispute. This document alleges that I am the notorious hacker activist known to the world as Commander X. I am Commander X. The indictment further alleges that I am in association with the global internet freedom movement known as Anonymous. And I say yes, I am immensely proud, humbled to the core, to be a part of the idea called Anonymous. I say proud because this movement has brought more justice and freedom into this world in the past few years than the United Nations has in 3 decades. And I say humbled because Anonymous is made up of the most intelligent and courageous people I have ever known. Many of these wonderful and fiercely dedicated activists are not only fellow freedom fighters, they are my best friends. It is also claimed that I am a member of the People's Liberation Front, a shadowy and infamous group of cyber warriors with a quarter-century legacy of nonviolent resistance on behalf of the downtrodden and disenfranchised of this world. And I say that I am not only a founding member of PLF, but I am its leader, and ultimately responsible for all actions done under its flag. Finally, this indictment charges me with certain criminal offenses. With regard to these allegations, I can only state at this time that both my co-defendant, Josh Covelli, and myself are categorically innocent of the charges against us, and our legal team will provide irrefutable proof of this at our trial. When we were laying out the plan for today's press conference, one of my friends asked me, why here? Why not over at the federal courthouse in San Jose? I mean, that's what it's really all about right now, right? And the answer is because this is where it all started. You local journalists know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Base Camp 2010, man. 60 days. An intrepid band of homeless people and street people gathered together and occupied this very space that we stand in. that we stand on. You can edit that part out. I just bonked the journalist on the head. You okay down there?
I'm fine.
All right, good. You know, and what was that protest about? Peace Camp 2010 was about standing up to rich and powerful few in Santa Cruz and to demonstrate a better way of building community. It was those powerful few, fearing the effect that peaceful protests might have on the coming elections, ordered Peace Camp 2010 to be ended by force, arresting dozens. I myself stand so charged for the physical occupation that took place during Peace Camp 2010. Ed Fry will actually be my lead attorney on that case here in Lee County. He can also answer all your questions about Peace Camp 2010, which you should be asking a lot more of. Robert Norris is here today. He can speak to his citation for singing a protest song in a locally designated free speech zone. When justice is denied and peaceful dissent is forbidden, civil disobedience is the only logical response. You know, I am a homeless guy. And I'm scary smart. And despite the best efforts of the city, the county, and now the federal governments, I will not be silenced. I'm a street person. My name is Commander X. You can damn well expect. Thanks. Okay, now just
Can I, yeah, can you stand there?
Well,
Just
yeah,
be
just
easier.
give me a
Just
second.
stand on the axle just so it's
and then do Q&A. If you guys would, for the record, because my attorney needs a record of everything you guys have a record of, and that's the only way this could possibly be going to work. So if you would just say your name and I'll let you forward for my video guide. You don't have to turn.
I'm Bob Riddell. I'm a reporter with NBC Bay Area.
All right.
So, the federal government's accusing you of shutting down the Santa Cruz County government website in retaliation for illegal camping.
Correct.
And you're saying
And-
it had nothing to do with
and
that
just-
attacking
just-
or denial of service?
Just to let you know, you can make photocopies. I was going to make them for you guys of the indictment, the warrant, and the statement, but I didn't have time. So if you want, whatever, this material will be made available somehow on the net, or if you want to look at it today and make notes and make copies, whatever.
If it's-
Did you have anything to do with the denial of service attack on the Santa Cruz County government website?
For that question, I'm going to repeat almost verbatim what I just said in the statement, but I'll do it for you anyway, and that is myself and my co-defendant, Josh Cavelli, are categorically innocent of the charges against us, and we will provide irrefutable proof of that fact in a court of law in the coming months.
Well, do you know who?
And
did the
until
attack?
then, that's the statement on the DDoS attack on the Santa Cruz County website.
Do you know who did the attack, though?
That's the end of what I've got to say on that topic.
You're saying you're homeless, you're scary smart, you obviously are very smart with computers. Why not take that skill, go get a good job, get yourself off the streets?
What makes you think I know gun?
Do you have
Do I
one?
look broke?
Well, I don't know, I'm asking
I
you.
like sleeping outdoors. It doesn't mean I'm broke. You know, I mean, I do just fine for myself. I don't think my finances are any of the public's business right now. We're here to talk about a well-known persona that has, been a pain in the ass. By the way, Commander X has, not just to Santa Cruz County, but to dictators like Mubarak and Ben Ali. You can go to the website and see the work that we do all across the Mideast, the Balkans. This is a global movement, and we're active in countries. We save lives. Bloggers come to us in Syria, and we teach them how to stay alive. So what we do is so much more than you can ever imagine. Now, beyond that, and any actions that I may or may not have been involved in will be discussed in the coming months. But
I wonder how you feel about the people who are behind the denial of service attack because it did affect ordinary citizens who
Well-
probably don't
well, look, have I
a
just
bone
got done
in a
giving
dog
you-
in this fight.
I-
No, I'm just wondering how you feel
I'll,
about that.
I'll tell you. I'll answer your question. You know, I mean, I just got done making a statement that I am a member of Anonymous. I mean, or I am associated with the movement known as Anonymous, and to stand here in all truthfulness and say, you know, we don't DDoS. You know, we DDoS all the time. You know, 2 days before I was arrested, we were DDoSing President Assad's website, 3 of them, in the country of Syria. And we've defaced it twice this month alone, and you guys have covered that and been very good with the media about covering that story. And you know, so those are the sorts of things we do. We fight bad guys and tyrants wherever we find them. And where we found them in December of 2010 was right here in Santa Cruz. We found a bunch of homeless people hunkered down on this little patch of property here who were being pummeled by the system. They literally had come here for sanctuary. They had nowhere else to go in the county because everything has been made illegal. Breathing is friggin' illegal here. I mean, this man here was cited and actually jailed for singing in a free speech zone here in Santa Cruz. It is utterly ridiculous here. And if you know anything about Anonymous, if you're familiar with, for instance, Operation BART, which you're free to ask questions about, or you know, any of those other domestic sort of operations that seem to go up the ass sideways of the FBI, well, that's what it is then. It's probably because it happens in the United States of America. But think about it, it is no different than what we do to bad guys wherever we find them. It's just nobody cares if it's, you know, President Assad. You know, they're going to hold me to account because I was defending a bunch of homeless people. Whatever it is I did.
I think people maybe get upset when they see ordinary citizens with regards to BART being inconvenienced, or with regards to the Santa Cruz
Too
County.
bad, man. You don't think that the poor homeless guy that was murdered on the platform just a few months ago, or the other guy that was literally shot while he was already cuffed and shot in the back by a cop? This police department has a problem, man. That's not supposed to happen in America. They're supposed to. These people, the government, is supposed to protect us from that crap. And they're not. They're failing. People are dying all across the country. I don't think a week goes by that my newsfeed doesn't pop out either a police abuse or a flat-out police murder of an innocent person in this country. And you know, yeah, you can say, yeah, that maybe comparative to other countries it's better, but it's not good enough. And so when you have the question of civil disobedience versus the question of justice, you know, obviously you look back on the icons like Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, stuff like that, and what it always comes to is at some point justice and the right to civil disobedience meet in the middle where there becomes a moral imperative and whatever. And we left this county courthouse steps voluntarily. We broke up Peace Camp 2010 ourselves. And there was no need for the malicious prosecutions that they did to these people who are going to do 6 months in prison for sleeping on the courthouse steps. And it's no different than what we did in Orlando, with Food Not Bombs being arrested for feeding homeless people. Come on, guys. Come on, people, wake up. There's got to be a limit in America to what you can do to poor people just because you don't like the way they look and you don't want to see them around. You know, and there's got to be a limit. And that's what civil disobedience is. In essence, civil disobedience is stepping up to that and saying, yes, okay, I'm going to inconvenience you. I'm going to break the law. I'm going to sit in at the Woolworths seats at the Woolworths lunch counter, you know, back in the 50s and the 60s. I'm going to take up that space and shut that business down. But I'm going to do it because there is a moral imperative here.
But you're inconveniencing people who don't have a dog in the fight, and I think that's what.
That's not true. They put their money into the bot system every single day to pay those cops wages who are murdering people.
What about people who live in Santa Cruz
people-
County who use the government website?
People need to be held to account. Government officials need to be held to account, and we have found, in our judgment, in our just absolute rage, actually, that this organization is held to no account. They became the first government agency in American history to shut down cell phone service and internet service for the purpose of controlling and shutting down a free speech protest. That is remarkable in our country. And you know, we go by it because we're post 9/11 and we've gone by the Patriot Act. They stripped some rights from us. Now they can monitor every freaking email we send. And we keep going by these milestones, guys. And at some point, the outrage and the moral imperative outweighs any other consideration that's nonviolent. And if a person has to wait an extra hour on a BART platform and then has to see the signs and maybe get educated by some person, protester, who sits down next to them, then that's just too friggin' bad. That's what protest is in America. That's what stopped a war. That's what ran a president out of office. That's what has done every good thing that has ever happened in this country has come from actions just like what happened here on these courthouse steps of Peace Camp 2010 and anything else that may have gone on in conjunction with it.
You say you're innocent of the charges, but do you support the denial of service attacks on the Santa Cruz County government website that took place last December?
I neither condemn nor do I condone those attacks at this time, and I make that statement purposefully vague for legal purposes. I mean, as I told you in the statement, I'm doing this against my attorney's advice. And we are innocent of the charges against us, and we will prove that beyond any shadow of a doubt in a court of law. That's all I can say at this time about it, because I mean, we're in a legal fight, so we've got to do some. Otherwise, my lawyer will just come fucking shoot me, man.
My understanding is, are you going to show up for trial for these charges handed down by the federal government?
If they're nice to me, yeah, of course. I mean, I wouldn't be standing here in front of cameras and documenting my presence and admitting to basically points in their indictments, their various indictments against me. So. We're gonna stand up to this, and we're gonna deal with this. I mean,
when are you due back in court?
oh God, Ed, you got a camping
Is it November
date.
1st?
When's the
That's
next
what I
camping
read.
date?
That's what I
Is that
heard
your
too.
understanding?
November 1st for the federal.
November 1st?
I know that. I know
Okay.
the November 1st.
December
for the federal.
20th here.
And then you were released Thursday, this past Thursday? When were you released?
I was arrested the previous Thursday,
Right,
22nd,
right,
and released
right.
this Thursday.
And how'd you get out? Bail on your own
I
recognizance?
made on my own recognizance, and I just want to throw my own line in there. The conditions at the Santa Clara County Jail are fucking deplorable, and that is a travesty of human rights that's going on over there, and somebody needs to get on that and investigate it bad. The overcrowding is unbelievable. You get this tiny little damn box of food that's like 3 bites every day. People are starving in there. You can't get any medical attention. I asked for a doctor the minute I came in. I was very ill when I was taken into custody. I asked for a doctor immediately. I got the paperwork to prove that. I can show that to you guys later. I didn't bring it with me, I don't think. But I just want to say the conditions here are deplorable. Somebody needs to look into this stuff. This is you guys' job, man. Get on these people, man. They're hurting people over there, and I'm innocent to proven guilty. They don't got a right to punish me yet.
Where do you do your hacking from? You go to a library computer? Do you have a
Nowhere
laptop?
now. I have not touched a digital device since I left the federal courthouse upon my release on
Okay,
Thursday.
but-
No, let me finish. All right? I have not touched a digital device of any kind since I left the courthouse. And I have been stripped of so much of my free speech that it's unbelievable. They have forbidden me to use Twitter, Facebook, IRC, which is an internet relay chat. These are the major social media outlets that I communicate with you guys with. This is how I've been communicating with you all along. Commander X, who I am, has been so good to you guys all along, man. I've given every single one of you interviews when I was a fugitive, when I was on the run. I was giving interviews to all the major networks. So,
My question is, how do you normally, when you are hacking, I know you have since Thursday, do you have a laptop that you carry around? I'm just curious the logistics. You go to a library
am not
computer?
comfortable, first of all, with I didn't say in my statement, nor have I ever said, that I am guilty of any hacking.
Oh, you said initially
So-
that you're a hacker and that your name is Commander X.
Being a
Your
hacker
book.
doesn't mean I'm admitting to any hacking.
Well,
And,
what's the difference?
There is a difference. I'm,
No, I
I'm
said,
under
what is the
criminal
difference?
indictment, and to be honest with you, expecting many more. I expect that you guys. I'm going to basically call one of these every indictment. There's going to be more, guys. We know that.
I do want to
So,
clarify. You said you're a hacker, but you don't hack. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I'm no comment
Okay.
to that question.
But you've hacked before,
All right.
I think that was clear.
How do you use social networking sites on a regular basis then?
We to contact the media primarily.
I mean, like-
especially Twitter. The reporters really
Yeah.
love it. They get it in their sound bites.
But I think he's wondering, do you use it from a laptop? Do you use it from a
mean, yeah,
iPhone?
where's your
Do
computer,
you use it
I
from a
guess?
computer?
They took all my computers.
So you had, like, a
laptop? Like a
They
Mac.
currently have the FBI currently has 3 very, very expensive laptops of mine.
Okay.
And I have, so all digital devices that I owned at the time of my arrest have been removed from me
Okay.
and are been confiscated. But in addition, my free speech has also been confiscated, because the only prohibition that should be in this release agreement should be for me maybe not to DDoS, maybe not to do what it is that they're accusing me of doing. And that would make sense. This is onerous and unnecessary, and I intend to have my attorneys challenge it at the earliest possible convenience. It will come before even the planning of our defense will be to challenge the free speech issues that are here. This is what we stand for, folks. This is who we are. So,
And you come out now and you say you're part of the group Anonymous, but by giving us your name and giving us your tag name, you're no
true.
longer
You're
such.
true. But let's talk about that then, because I didn't do that. Okay, the federal government did that. I'm holding this news conference because the indictment alleges this, and they're going. And I acknowledge that they're going to probably show enough proof that it's true. So I held a news conference to say what's going on. This is yes, I'm Commander X, but. I forget the question.
That's okay. No, I just thought
I'm
it
tired
was
as hell, man.
interesting that you're acknowledging that you're part of this group Anonymous, and as the name
Well,
implies,
yeah, but they
not wanna
outed
do
me,
that.
and let me tell you something. This is very dangerous. What they did to me, my anonymity in Anonymous that they stripped from me. I'm now unmasked, okay, like Kiss, and what they did to me was part of my right to demonstrate. It is your right to protest your government anonymously. It should always be the first right in America, because that way if the government turns on you, you still have that, you can enforce that right by putting a mask on. Okay? Now, they did that. I have death threats on a weekly basis from the Patriot hackers, who, by the way, guys, aren't like me. They're not nonviolent, peace-loving people. They carry guns. And they threaten to kill me in various different unique and creative ways that they send me messages on a bi-weekly basis. I have Iranian death squads that are rumored to be after me for my work in Iran. That's how much trouble we caused for Ayatollah Khomeini. Okay? Now, this is dangerous business that my government has put me in harm's way for no reason at all. I had the right to be anonymous, and they stripped it from me. But by God, I am proud of everything I've ever done. Anything that I ever admit to, or that they ever prove, and I admit to, I will own up to. I can't talk about it now, maybe, but I'll own up to it, and you'll see. I'm proud of everything I've ever done.
It sounds like an admission of something.
Well, of course it's an admission of something, dude. I mean, I don't do nothing. I just got done describing how I spend 14 hours a day in cyber activism. And I take down websites of bad guys, wherever I find them.
And the Santa Cruz County government is a bad guy, in your opinion?
I don't know, really, to be honest with you, if they're still bad or not. I haven't been in town long enough to find out what the political situation is. If you want to talk about the local politics, the one to talk to is either Robert Norris or Ed Fry, who are here fighting these knuckleheads every single day with these cases of people sleeping on the steps and getting 6 months in prison. Which is, that really what this news story should be all about. I mean, now it's got to be about me and having to, for my own safety. I wanted to do this. This is why I went against my lawyer's advice, because I'll be honest with you guys, I'm scared. My government is turned against me. I can't count on any protection. All I got is the friends that are standing around me right now, guarding me. Honest to God, that's why they're here, because I'm terrified. It's, you try getting death threats on a weekly basis in your email. See how you feel, man.
Christopher, where do we say home is for you? Mountain View?
At the time I was taken into custody in Mountain View, I was
Where are you
living
home?
as
Where's
a...
home now?
I for security reasons, and what I just got done totally describing
I'm
to you.
always trying to give out an address. I guess if I just say
No, I'm
where
not
you're from.
comfortable. I'm in the Santa Cruz area.
Okay.
I'm in the Santa Cruz
That's fine.
area. And, I'm staying within what you could call the county of Santa Cruz, and that's I'm not further than that. I can't go for security reasons. I mean, I've got problems here.
And you're 47? Is that
I'm 47 this year.
Where are you from? I mean, where were you born?
I was originally born in the state of Maine.
Where
Okay.
in Maine?
Shout out to my family if they
Where
see it
in
on
Maine?
national. I don't know if national will pick it
When
up.
did you become a computer geek as like a kid? Did you
I
have, like,
did.
an Apple
I did.
II or something,
No,
or
even earlier than that. I
Like
bought
what?
my first computer was a kit that I bought out of the back of Popular Science.
Really?
And Popular Mechanics. I'm sorry. And I bought this little kit. You had to solder it together and plug it into your television set and attach a tape recorder, and then it might work. And it took me 2 years to get the thing to work. I just want to point out. So, I mean, I'm good at what I do. I'm proud of what I do.
Did you
I'm
work
proud
at
of my
Did
knowledge in IT, I certainly would make an excellent security consultant. If anybody wants to hire me, I could use the word.
Did you ever work in the biz? You know,
I've worked in a lot of different businesses. If you Google me, you'll find some work I did in artificial intelligence, robotics, computer science has been an utter fascination of mine my entire life. Although I didn't take any formal classes, and I'm self-taught. But the way the machines work and the way that I always knew, even I remember my grandmother coming to me in 1980. This is 80. Think about it, like cell phones the size of bricks and stuff, and coming to me and going, exactly what is a computer and why do you need $100 to buy one? And I couldn't, what can you say? I mean, it's going to change the world, Grandma, and that's it, And I think I always knew, and I think there's a bunch of us that always knew. And the hacking underground, if it's anything, we were the prophets of what's coming. And people need to understand we run the internet. I mean, when you go to get your computer fixed, the guy across the counter could very well be an anon, a member of Anonymous, or associated with Anonymous, however you want to put it. When you get your cable hooked up, that guy most likely wears a Guy Fawkes mask or has one hidden in his closet somewhere. I mean, we are everywhere, and we are the geeks. So don't think that we don't control the internet. When Mubarak in Egypt turned the internet off, we hacked right in and we turned it back on. When he turned it off, we hacked in and turned it back on again. And guess what? He got so pissed he pulled the only fiber optic line into the country out of the wall. So we are effective. We are devastatingly effective. And this is part of what makes us want to keep doing this. These activities that we're accused of, some of which we do. And the reason we do that is because it is devastatingly effective. We can reach out and see change. It took 10 years to end apartheid. I was part of that movement. I've been in the underground and in revolution that long. And I fought in the apartheid fight. And it took us 10 years to end that atrocious practice. It took us 10 days to run the dictator out of Tunisia. So that's why we do it, because it works and it doesn't hurt anybody. This shit does not hurt anybody. Messing up a computer harms no one. It may be annoying, it may piss people off, but it's no different than us sitting here. Apparently we pissed them off, right? Because they arrested us all for just sitting in here and sleeping here. As peaceful, these are all the people that were here. Gary,
Hey man, I just slept.
accused of the heinous crime. All of these people that are behind me here and beside me were occupied this courthouse for 60 days. 60 days peacefully and with an agreement with law enforcement. We allowed them to come in and get the drunks and the criminals out. We worked with them, and for 60 days it was beautiful. And to use force against us, there was no reason for that. Wherefore Obama and Hillary Clinton spend the last 8 months going on TV hundreds of times saying we must allow the protesters in this country, we must allow the protesters in that country to occupy space, to assemble. That right must be, it's a universal right. Let the revolutions go off. Well, fine, that's great. We appreciate the help. But what about right here in America? Why does that not count in America? Why are they going to use rubber bullets and cannons, beanbag cannons, against peaceful protesters at the major party conventions next year? Why are they going to do that? Because you know they're going to do it because they've done it for 20 years. They have attacked protesters with sublethal force, and some year it's going to get so big that they're going to kill somebody by accident. And then what are we going to do as America? We are no different sometimes than these Mideast countries, and our government needs to be held to account. And if they need to be held to account by civil disobedience, we're in a fine tradition. You know what? Martin Luther King got arrested by the FBI. I don't care. I will not be silenced. And that's what this news conference ultimately is about, is that I will not be silenced. I will say as much as I can. I know you got burning questions for me, and I'm going to give you an exclusive afterwards. But you got to be patient with me too. I will tell you as much as I can. One of the things that Anonymous is famous for is transparency. You know, when H.B. Gary and Aaron Barr, the CEO of H.B. Gary, who by the way is going into apoplexy right now because we finally proved that he was wrong. I'm not Ben DeVries in San Francisco. Okay? I'm Christopher Doyen standing on the county courthouse steps, Aaron. Okay? The CEO who lost his job because we raped him, because he came out in the Washington Post and said he would expose us with a secret report that he compiled using a secret magical system to analyze social networks and expose secret organizations. That was his plan. He was going to sell this snake oil to the federal government for millions of dollars. And we took him apart in 6 hours, and we got the report, and guess who sent it to the FBI? Us. We are transparent, and we are willing to talk about what we do. The limitations that are on me right now are because I'm in a precarious legal situation. I will do as best I can, and things will be revealed partially in time. and I'll do it as fast as I can. I want to be open, and I want to answer the questions about that you have. But we are proud of what we do. We bring justice and freedom into this world to people who have no hope. You know, Food Not Bombs down in Orlando, Florida, where we did another operation this year that I will almost certainly be indicted for in the near future. Many, many counts, most likely. All right? That action was because people were feeding hungry people in a park the size or bigger than this whole front lawn. Much bigger, actually, probably as big as the whole courthouse property. And they were feeding people sandwiches in one little corner of it. And they kept arresting them and kept arresting them. For 6 months, those people were getting arrested, and no media would pay attention to them. The local would do an article once every 2 weeks in a special interest section. We brought global attention to Orlando, Florida. Tell me we didn't. Did you know about Orlando, Florida? Do you know about Orlando? Everybody knows about Orlando, Florida. Imagine that! That's what we do, is make you people do your job. We force you by disclosure of information, by dramatic things like, oh my God, they brought the Santa Cruz County website down. By doing things like that, we make you people do your job and come out here and pay attention to the travesties that are going on right here in our own country. And that's why we do what we do, and that's why we're going to keep doing it. I mean, I've got restrictions on me now, but don't think that this is over. You can expect us.
Can you show us the indictment again? What
Yeah.
you held up earlier, just so my
can
photographer
have-
Norbert.
Yeah,
well, no, I'll let you.
You can go. I can do copies. I just didn't have time.
You held it up earlier, I think, to your side, other side.
Yeah.
If you don't mind just holding it up. How did you hold it up? Something like that. I don't know. Oh, good.
Wait, is this
I can give you guys copies.
And is there a second?
There's
page?
many pages.
I
I
mean,
got the
you flipped up-
warrant.
You showed me another.
I got the arrest
yes.
warrant. And I got the
Can you show
full
us again,
sealed,
please?
the full sealed indictment that was unsealed the day they caught me.
Can you show us the next page?
Yeah, take it, dude.
No, I want you.
I
to
brought
show
these
me.
for you.
I understand. I appreciate that.
Can you flip it for us?
Can you flip it open?
Why do you want me holding it? I feel like a bookstand.
It's online.
Yeah, it's on Pacer.
My lawyer's gonna have a stroke.
Yeah, but this is all public.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I also intended to make copies for you. Just
Oh, I
hold
can.
it.
I mean, you don't even need to do that because I can just get them
He's
off
doing
Pacer.
He's doing something right now with the camera.
You can flip through it.
Yeah, no, I don't want.
And
want
you go by
I'm
Christopher or
tired,
Chris?
and you can just read it.
No, I don't
do
want to
copies.
read it. I just
He just
wanna
wants a
see
picture
it.
of
I
it.
want to see
Any more pictures of the
Here,
visual.
He wants visuals.
here, the indictment.
Thank you.
God, what do you guys think? I'm
Upside
faking it?
down.
I'm faking it. It's a
Upside
fake
down.
indictment,
You're
guys.
doing
I just
anything.
called you out.
No.
I didn't really get it by FBI. These guys were all in suits,
Hey,
man. They were
Christopher, it's
faking.
upside down.
Oh.
There you go.
We can keep
He shows up 45 minutes late and he's demanding his hell. Don't you think this
Yes.
NBC guy is something, huh? You good thing I love NBC, dude. I mean, they are my favorite network. You know. What am I doing?
You're holding it up for the blue.
And he's just what, walking around?
Oh, you can put it down.
As much as I can. I need a card. I need a card is what I need.
I was talking to you on the phone.
Do you got a business card?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you need to stay close because, like I said, it doesn't matter how big they are or how
to
bad
let
off they want to
me
be.
just dismiss my appeal.
I think it should be a matter of behavior because if I get up right now and I go piss on that flag, I'm doing something wrong. I really do. The sheriff comes right up and gives me a ticket. But if I don't, if all I want to do is take a nap, why should that not be legal?
So the district attorney in this case has more power than the judge. You know, prosecutorial discretion is very wide. I didn't realize it.
Did you ever research whether he was arrested?
I don't think it matters when it comes to whether they should be allowed to do it, really, because if you've got to do it, that's all the more reason why you should be.
Now, what do you mean your response to this offer?
No, and see, that was one of the points, that was one of the points, and you can talk a lot with Becky again, and I pointed out in Friday about Peace Camp 2010, we got archives, we got hundreds of hours of video that was shot.
He hasn't said
hundreds of
anything.
pictures.
He just doesn't offer.
And so this is very well documented.